people in the morning, they look when there's a appointment to the owner of the marina the next day.
The building has 472 condominiums. By the way, for those of you outside the United States, 415 meters. The building actually was built in 2009. Adrian Smith is the designer. 2009 Trump International Hotel and Tower. Now, stay with me. On the right-hand side, see the black building? Mies van der Rohe designed that in 1971. His philosophy, less is more. Very square buildings, not a lot of ornamentation. If you have a camera, can you imagine there's a poured concrete stem, the floors come off like petals on a flower. Amazing design, amazing engineer. 1964, 1967. Look at that gorgeous marina. Look at the restaurants. Everybody's got a parking spot in the marina cities. Love it. Just a great, by the way, interesting point. When these go for sale, people buy them. People love to live if they're priced. So we're headed out south. Let me tell you about the river. The river is in warehousing most of my life. This is a 8-story warehouse done by George Nimmons. The building is 100 years old this year. It's on very expensive land, and it had an elevator. Just a beautiful, beautiful building. By the way, that's all terracotta brick. Good evening, folks. Good evening. All terracotta brick on a steel frame. George Nimmons, 1914. So, we're doing concrete structure in the United States, second only to the Pentagon. It was built in 1930. It cost $30 million to build. It fell on hard times with our Depression. The Kennedy family bought it in 1945. They only paid $13 million for the whole building. That was back taxes. They sold it in 1998 for $575 million. So they made a tidy sum on it. The building actually is amazing, absolutely amazing. We don't have a lot of people on the boat, so I'm headed down the South Branch. Before we leave, have a look at this. On the right side, that's Wolf Island, or Wolf Point. That's where the city of Chicago started, back in 1837. 1,200 people were there. We get our name Chicago. Chicago comes from the Indian word Chautauqua. Chautauqua means strong, smelly onions. They grew wild along the banks. So if you asked an Indian, meet me at Chautauqua, it would be right here. Strong, smelly, stinky onions. Have a look on your right. This is amazing. The architect is Perkin and Will. Your build date is 1990. Isn't that a gorgeous building? Man, what a beautiful evening. Just perfect out here. First building ever built over the rails on your right. This used to be the Chicago Daily News. They used 12 foot underneath the Union Station. Now by the numbers, that building was built in 1965. This one was built in 1967. And that building was built in 1971. There's a great shot right there too of that metro train right there at the end. Okay? Have a look. Look straight up. You can see 4 boxes. Straight up in the air, see them? That's the top of the Willis Tower. You may as well take their picture. I guarantee you they're taking your picture. You'll be on their Facebook this afternoon. That's the 103rd floor of the Willis Tower. When the building was built, it was built in 1974. It was the tallest building in the world. Dr. Fosler Khan designed it. He's got 9 boxes going up at different levels. The top 2 boxes on a windy day sway 18 inches. If you go in the ladies' room or the men's room, the toilet water will be going back and forth. And by the way, it was meant to do that. That's how it was designed. The building, the tallest building in the world today is the Burj Khalifa, 2,610 feet. The tallest building they're building in Saudi Arabia 3,310 feet. So they're going taller and taller and taller. Now, interesting little story. The Willis Tower was climbed by two Spider-Men, one in 1983 and one in 1999. They used homemade suction cups. They got all around build you an opera. They will love you. They did not like her here either. She left him, went back to New York, inside where this red building is. Abraham Lincoln was nominated there back in 1860 to run for the presidency. What I find interesting is he only won by 4 votes. The state of Ohio changed their voting in the nomination. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the L that was built for the fair of 1893. Excuse me. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous Art Deco building. This is all Chicago, where our city started, right here at this point. Now, on the right side, the same architect did all 3 buildings. Cohen, Pedersen, and Fox. I'll go by the numbers. 2002, 1983, 1989, and the green building, Paris Bueller's Day Office film, back in 1986. And we're going to make our right-hand turn. It was closed back in 1923. If you built a building, you had to build Art Deco. Why? You could open up windows and get a wonderful breeze through your building. Now, our bridges aren't always full. Here's our river walk. They're investing $70 million into the river walk. They're going to have different venues between the bridges. Just has anybody on the vessel been to San Antonio? Okay. The river walk at San Antonio with the gorgeous restaurants. Same venue here. Have a look on the right. Look at this. See how they're bringing the river walk into the river? And we can walk around the bridges. We don't have to go over the bridges. 4 years time, it'll all be done. Come back though before that. Ricardo Bofill comes from Spain. He's an amazing architect. Builds this beautiful building right here. Ricardo Bofill and Di Stefano, Spanish design. 55 Wacker Drive is the old Blue Cross Blue Shield building. Don't miss the Hard Rock Hotel, the green bottom and the gold top. The architect wanted it to look like a champagne bottle. And I gotta tell you, they're working like crazy on this thing. I mean, they're working in the evening too to get this thing done. Okay. So we're headed out. This again is the first 2 venues of this beautiful, beautiful river walk that they're working on. Now, it's hard to see with these lights, I'm sorry, but Al Capone, Cooper Al Capone, used to have dinner at the Stratosphere Lounge at Riverwalk Cafe. A couple of you have been to San Antonio. This is our version of starting that. That's O'Brien's. Nice place to sit outside and have a cocktail or something to eat. And that's that Mather building, that very skinny skyscraper. So we're just about back to where we started. There's Trump. There's Mies van der Rohe, Marina Cities. And again, on your right, see this old building on your right? That thing is 1923 vintage. By the way, it's going to become a boutique hotel right there at the corner of Wacker Drive and Michigan Avenue. I'm not sure what kind of camera shot this will be at night. I just noticed this during the day. Right there with Windella boats. You get 3 buildings, all built in 1925, 1924, and 1923. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, right here is where the Lake Michigan used to be. Look at that beautiful shot there. Yeah, the rubble from the fire. If you're a woman on the vessel, there's the tallest building ever designed by a woman. That's the Aqua Building, 1925, the tallest building ever designed by a woman. Motels top there. I love that purple. I'm not sure, but I think the teal is for ovarian cancer, and I think the purple is for prostate cancer. Each building sort of can be lit up for certain different causes. Two baths, just under $3,000 per month. I'm talking about on the right side, looking at the city and the lake. What happened? We had to do something. They tried to build a dam about where the Centennial Fountain is. It did not work. So they built a dam way down by Des Plaines. They decided to reverse the flow of the Chicago River. That's where we're going into the Chicago Lock. The state of Michigan is 118 miles that way. 50% of the world's fresh water. So this is a very, very large body of water. Okay, got plenty of time. You can stand up, walk around, don't just enjoy. Antennas do not count in the measure of a building, but spires do. Why? Spires are permanent. Antennas are not. If it gets cool, you're welcome to sit up by me. This blocks the wind. I also have a jacket up here you're welcome to borrow if you want to.